Ladies and gentlemen, I just want to say hello. Well, let me see if we have some of our partners on the line. I want to go to Zredru Grand Junior County Top FM. Please come in. Can you hear me loud and clear? Top FM, can you hear me? I am trying to go to Zredru Grand Junior County Top FM, can you hear me? Don't tell me I'm making some type of mistake here tonight. Top FM in Grand Junior County. Zulu Whiskey, can you hear me? Hold on 1 minute, please. Hold on. We need to try this again. Top FM in Grand Junior County. Zredru, can you hear me?
Yes, indeed, Mr. Garley. I'm getting you loud and clear.
Aha. Now we're talking. Well, tell us about the atmosphere in Zredru Grand Junior County tonight.
Well, everything is okay here. The weather is cool. People are getting prepared for, the elections tomorrow morning that is expected. And so everything is just here doing cool and things are moving on smoothly here from Grand Junior County.
Now, Liberians, the common people have the opportunity for the first time to fire and hire. And in this case, they are in the position to hire the next senators coming from Grand Junior County. Tell us about what are some of the things that you're hearing from the voters? What is on their mind?
What exactly from the minds of the voters in Zredru Grand Junior County? They want change. The lack of rural connectivity remains a serious problem. The lack of agricultural, poor health sector, lack of medication at the health facility here is a serious problem. So anyone who will look at these things, that person will be prioritized and addressing their issue, the problems that they are faced with here in the county. So actually from the voters. That's their problem, because if you find out for the past time, and one of the main points has to do with the Zwaji to Ganta road, where it's very much bad that during the rainy season is very dangerous, and people use that road. It's a national road, but before you can get to Ganta, it's not an easy thing. So the candidate who's going to consider that in his platform, in lobbying with national government to make sure that the road can be paved, and that the people can have easy access during the rainy season to get to Ganta, that person will also be prioritized. So actually, it has to do with rural connectivity and youth development, human resource development, and health, problem, addressing health problems in the county. So that's exactly the kind of person who's going to take the matter of authority, or who's going to, you know, embed those things that I just named to work on it as his working tools for the comes 9 years. And so that's the kind of a person that Nigerians want right as we speak.
Now, tell us about your impression from the debate. You heard Granjidans. You heard people who have plans to be the next senator for Grand Judah County. You listened to the debate. You heard these people spoke. Tell us about your own impression.
Well, to all of them, it was quite unfortunate that we only had of the nine candidates, we only have 4% who attended the debate. But from the 4%, I understood that Nigerians now have identified some of the problems that is making this country to be, way back, to be underdeveloped. So after the candidates brought forth their platform to the people of Granger County, and they too brought forth what they want. So I was like impressed to know that Grangerans now understand that without good road network, without education, without youth employment, without all of those things that are named previously, without them, Granger will continue to remain underdeveloped, and Granger will go nowhere. So once they can identify these things, and they have people who will consider these things, when they go up to lobby it with national government, then definitely it's going to be a good one for the county. But as we speak, I was a bit impressed from the 4 persons who were part of the debate, but it was quite unfortunate that the rest of the five, had to stay away from the debate. And but I was actually impressed from the 4 persons, even though one person went there lately at almost adjournment of the debate, but that person actually went there to, because he wasn't in time. He was out of the city. He was on the highway when he came. He decided to go there, and so he did well. But I felt impressed that Grangerans, the main reason that I felt impressed was Grangerans now have identified the problem in the county. So it just matters the person who's going to be willing, and who's going to be downhearted to the people, who's going to be, a very good and hardworking person to work and lobby with national government in making sure that the crowd of Grangerans, can be met and it can be worked on.
The voice of Abraham from West Africa, Liberia, Grand Judah County, Southeast. Abraham, tell us where are some of the places that people are listening to us tonight from Bridge Radio Africa through your network?
Well, tonight we cover the entire Grand Judah County. We cover some parts of Sino County, some parts of River G County, and tip into Leo, Maryland County. Then for Grand Crew, it's just small. We just we are not too strong on that side. In fact, we found it difficult in getting the signal for Grand Crew there. But then we go over to Nimba. We entered Nimba a bit.
So basically, we have the entire southeast covered. Is that correct?
Mm, yeah.
Abraham, thank you so much. I wish you well. And we will talk to you a lot more tomorrow when the people start to vote. Thank you so much for giving us the update and tell the rest of the folks in Grand Judah County that their own son, Ashford GARLEY, is live now. I am not in America. I'm in Liberia. I'm in Monrovia. But listen, I might swing by in Israel Grand Judah County. So my greetings to them, okay?
All right. Thanks so much, Mr. GARLEY, and let's keep having a great time together on the radio.
My man. I want to say a big thank you to Joy FM 101.5 in Monrovia, Liberia. I also want to say a big thank you to Laugh FM 104.1, Super FM 95.5. And I spoke with the CEO of Truth 96.1. And he said to me, Ashford, you're doing such an awesome job, and we are going to give you the platform for you to broadcast Bridge Radio Africa on Truth 96.1 as well. At this time, ladies and gentlemen, folks, some heard the name, some heard people talk about them. You've gotten the opportunity tonight to match the face, name, and voice. Yo, mo Jimmy Ajra upon you swa zuo. What no mo zuo ni won je madobo to dry. Ajro ade wa po. Boro blai. Pare koyo. Boro sei. Daniel pass away. Mo gradion. Do I win chance on the? I talk with you. The medicine of the microphone, the golden voice of Liberia, the brother who doesn't eat iron, but he's definitely stronger than a lion. Ashford the giant. That now you know me, GARLEY. Welcome. Shelton, how you doing tonight, my brother?
Hey, listen, I'm doing good, man. Can't complain. God is good all the time, particularly in these trying times of our lives. How you
Tomorrow
doing?
is Election Day. Liberians have the opportunity, at least at this time, to hire and fire. This is the only time where the Liberian people can make that decision. The senators or the will-be senators depend on the people to vote for them. Are your lives better off now than what it was a few years ago? If so, sit and do nothing. But if you are suffering, if you want change, don't protest. Go vote. Shelton?
Well, you're right. It happens everywhere where there's pure democracy and people are given the opportunity to vote. In the case of Liberia, that's what's going to happen tomorrow. And we hope that people will vote their conscience and also be aware that whatever they're doing is in the interest not of party, not of a person, but for the greater country. And we want to project that as our listeners all over the country hear us. Vote your conscience or vote wisely because you're talking another 9 years in the senatorial race because the referendum is not conclusive yet. So you're giving somebody 9 years to either work for you or fool around, get rich, and leave you in the mud. So, I mean, think about it. Everybody wants to be senator. Everybody wants to be representative. It is that attractive salary and the benefits that come along with it, or do they mean well for the people and their constituencies?
And Shelton, the people went out, they canvassed, the campaign for the candidate of their choice. It is not left with the voter themselves to think, concentrate as to what do we do now as we go to the poll tomorrow and vote for the candidate of your choice. Why are you hearing, Shelton?
One of the things that come to mind is voter education. Are our folks, many of the people, are they educated enough in terms of what they need to do when they go in at, booth or in their own private space to vote? Do they know exactly what they're going to be doing? That can create some issues too. Um, but the truth is, hopefully, they will understand what they're doing so that they reap the benefit that they're looking for their own, improvements, community improvements, the livelihood, and those things. But I'm thinking to say that these afford within 3 years, a lot has happened.
Destruction is coming from you, Shelton.
No,
I'm hearing some type of destruction.
yes, I'm hearing something too, like someone breathing heavily.
That's right. Okay. I don't know, but
Yeah,
go ahead.
yeah. So as I was saying, so this is the moment you talked about hiring and firing. This is the chance, and if you blow this chance, you got to hang around for 9 more years. And I think they need to think about it. No matter what the who they vote for are voting their desire, they still want to look at the long term. And we're talking a long 9 years, 9 years of prosperity or 9 years of regression, 9 years of development, of 9 years of stagnation, 9 years of modern electricity coming to your community, or 9 years of darkness, 9 years of job development, job creation, bringing in investors, or 9 years of just abject poverty.
Mr. Garley, are you there?
Yes, I
Someone was
am.
on the line. Okay.
He sounded very, very low. I'm not getting him from here.
Okay.
Yeah, he sounded very, very low, so I'm not getting him from
Okay.
here.
Let's see if you can get him now. Shelton, go ahead.
So like I was saying, I'm just laying the cards out there regarding how long these senators who they're putting in position will stay.
It's still low, not
And
to what I'm getting from you.
Well, I think we're just gonna have to deal
is
with
that
this.
one of the radio stations, Ashford?
That's one of the radio stations, and this station happens to be from the southeast, where we have Grand Crew, Maryland, Sino,
But
River
but
G, and
but people
Zvedra.
are saying people are saying I'm not low. So apparently it's the connectivity through the
So
link to
wait, I think he's gonna have to amplify uh, the volume a little bit to see if he can get you a lot more better. Abraham, don't you think so?
I'm getting you very, very clear, and I've amplified it, but I don't know why is he sounding low.
Well,
but I'm being fed through you, Ashford, through the
that's
the, the
right.
board, right?
That's right. That's right. And I don't know why he's not he's not getting you. Okay. Let's see if he can get you now. Abraham, can you hear him now? Say something, Shelton.
Ibrahim, can you hear me? Is it better?
Oh God, it's not to what I expect, but because I don't know why is it like tonight, but because for previous times that we've been on the radio, it can be very clear, but he sounded very low, like he's coming from the back and
And
just
nothing changed on
oh,
my end, and everyone saying that everything is coming out clear, very clear. So I'm not sure what
what
happened with the
let me
connection.
hang up and rejoin you guys and
I,
see what I'm gonna
Yeah,
get.
probably that may
yeah,
fix the
I,
problem.
I think we should do that. What Shelton? That was at the National Elections Commission offices today,
Officers today,
and
and
I spoke
I
with
spoke with
As feedback coming, Ashford, from you.
uh, not from men.
not from men.
No, no, as you speak, is reverberating.
I know.
I know.
I think
I think
we need to
we need to
make some type of adjustment. Abraham, can you hear Shelton?
He's still the same way.
Well, I think we are going to have to deal with it as it is now because we don't have enough time. We're only here for one
Okay.
hour to educate our voters. So if they can hear him just a little, I think it's okay. All
Go
right.
ahead. Go ahead.
Okay. Shelton, I was at the National Elections Commission today. I spoke with the director of political affairs and asked him a few questions about their anticipation in terms of the election uh, tomorrow. And he said to me, they are ready. They are ready and they are prepared in terms of hosting the elections. So I had a few questions for him, and he was able to tell us that the election commission
Well, folks,
has
this is
worked
Front Page Africa Live from.
has worked very hard. And I also mentioned about the concerns about the people uh, in terms of credibility. The people have complained that they sense some type of compromise. They also complain that they are afraid that there will be some type of fraud. And he assured us that the system put in place is very credible. And there's no way that people will even think that they are going to be compromised. So before you come in, Shelton, let me see if we can play the interview we had with him today, and then you can go from there. Tomorrow we'll do our best to check out the various precincts, the poll watchers, were professionally trained according to him. So we will go out there and observe. But it is voting years done.
You think by the time we come on tomorrow night, we will know who to be the projected winner?
Oh yeah, and they said that. So let's take a listen to
Okay.
him.
Okay.
So I'll be completing the deployment as you saw outside. So things are ready as it relates to political parties.
Can you hear him, Sheldon?
We have issued
Very,
accreditation
very low.
political parties, the independent candidates, along with the media and national and international observers.
When you say deployment is ready in some parts of the country, tomorrow is election. Why not every part of the country? Why some parts of the country?
If you are told that election has been there, government has been done, simply means that one of our materials at our warehouses across the country. And normally there are some distant areas that we deploy teams for elections. So training deployment has been done. The elections have been covered already. As you can see outside, deployment is being done in Monserrado. Movement is taking place. So that we can complete the deployment perhaps midnight. And then we can complete our deployment. So just to let you know, deployment is ongoing and we are working all night.
You're barely hearing.
We'll have free and fair transparent elections.
Some people have complained about the credibility of the National Election Commission. During the Ellen Johnson Sirleaf administration, you had commissioners that were here from various political parties. Today, you have people complaining that most of the commissioners, including the chair, they are some way, somehow attached to the ruling establishment. It makes it difficult to be very factual and to be very balanced when it comes to the results. How do you respond?
Mr. Gary, I can tell you and the entire Liberian even those who know a very strong credibility. We search the record of our chairperson, Director Brown Masala. She has an
Are you
outstanding
playing
record
from a recorder or your phone?
and very credible, including all our members. You know, it surprises me to know
I'm playing
that
from the phone.
Could you put it to the mic? Because we're
all
not hearing anything though, honestly.
their appointed power
Because
decided to
I
go
guess you're trying to feed it through the mixer, but
our non and
Right.
energetic staff that work for the commission over here.
Can you hear something now?
And people make claims that they are connected
nope.
to some other.
Well, basically, he was
And
telling us.
your mic is a little low too from your end.
Well, basically, he was telling us about things that have been put in place in terms of the elections tomorrow,
And showing that it's free and fair.
free, fair, and transparent. He also went further to say they have dispatched the election proteges to go to every part of the country. And he said they have begun deployment in some parts of the country. And I asked him, I said, if you say you are ready for these elections, why are you saying you have dispatched people in some part and not every part? And he went further to say it is a process. But how would you say it is a process? And you talk about dispatching some and not everybody.
And election is tomorrow.
Election is tomorrow. And I also went further to ask about the voting situation. And he said at 6 o'clock, they're supposed to close polling stations.
PM.
But PM from 8 a.m. to 6 p.m. But when you are in line, whether or not it's past 6, you will remain in line until you vote. And then I went further to ask him the problem of electricity. You have 100 or 300 people in line, but they got in line before 6 o'clock, and luckily for example, 6 o'clock caught up with them. These people will have to remain in line and vote. What have you got in place in terms of providing electricity for them? And he said, I shouldn't underestimate Liberia National Election Commission. They are going to do things to make sure that everyone votes and stuff like that. So we spoke briefly, and I also asked him, because when we got around the NEC, Shelton, we saw the huge assembly of the police, the immigration, the military. We're getting them ready to be deployed in the country. And I said to him, people were a little scared when they saw that. They said, but there's nothing to be afraid of. We're just telling you that our people are ready, and we are going to do everything to provide free, fair, and transparent election tomorrow.
Did he tell you anything about what type of international presence will be there to man, observe and make sure that it's free and fair?
To be quite honest with you, I didn't ask that question, and I don't remember him telling me about the international presence, but he went further to say that this is what they know. And they are very professional, and they are going to do everything possible to make sure that these elections are free, fair, and transparent. And he has been in the business. He has been with the NEC for quite some time now. And people have underestimated their professionalism. And he went further to boast about one of the best entities that can be compared to other African nations in terms of the South region.
Mm-hmm.
And they are ready to provide that. So my thing to you now is your life better off than what it was 3 years ago? Then sit and do nothing. If you have suffered 3 years later under this president, under this administration, under these senators, don't protest. Go vote. And Shelton, you and I spoke last night following the DeLong campaign, that those who feel that they have not gotten justice, that this government does not mean well for them. This is just one of the only times where you have the opportunity to fire the senators. You have become employer for these senators. Don't make it seem that they're doing you something, they're doing you justice, or they're doing you a favor. They need your support. If you are angry about some of the things that are going on in your country, don't protest. Go vote. And tomorrow is the day where you have the opportunity to go vote. Darius Dillon now is an employee for you. Thomas Fowler is also an employee for you. You have the opportunity now to dismiss or fire Darius Dillon or Thomas Fowler. And Shelton, in all fairness, you know, Jemima Watercoley is a friend and big sister. We go way back. But I'm so disappointed in Jemima Watercoley. Jemima Watercoley was the same person who said she went from radio station to radio station and said that Thomas Fowler, Modiba Molu, Sir Joseph, Jefferson Koji are tribalistic. It's all about the loafer boys. She called them the Big Four. Today, Jemima Watercoley is saying now that she has endorsed Thomas Fowler to be senator. When the United Nations women stood behind this woman, we only have one female senator. Even if you didn't have the chance, or you didn't see your way clear, these people that you refer to are wicked people. This woman referred to Modiba Molu, Thomas Fowler, Jefferson Koji, and Sir Joseph as wicked people. With just 24 hours ago, she's endorsing Thomas Fowler. And Shelton, I can see if a common man who does not have food to eat, this woman is financially okay. She will compromise her credibility for reasons best known to herself. I am not only seeing this on this platform, but when I see Jemima Watercoley, I will tell her about my disappointment for the decision she made to endorse Thomas Fowler. Shelton?
Listen, man, everyone, I always say people do what they want to do because they have the right to do what they want to do. But does it align with, what the expectation is from the public? What the expectation is when it comes to credibility? What the expectation is when it comes to the greater good of the common people? And these people don't care. Many of the people who flip-flop, they don't worry about moral compass and reputation and integrity and all those things. They just want to bask in the moment of the financial gain, the hustling from here, there, and yonder. I'll tell you something. What I've gotten the sense is that all the folks who had nothing when it comes to power, they don't want to let go. And even when they're in power and they amass wealth, because of the lack of ability to maintain what they've been able to collect, by hook or crook, they still want to be in the hustling, and they still want to align themselves with the ruling clique. So think about it. Kekurak Boto, one of the politicians who swayed, he said it openly. So a lot of these folks are Kekurak Boto. Where the wind blow, it follows. You understand me? And it's even worse. When this country should be making progress, look at Rwanda. Look at Rwanda. About 1 million people died. But that country did not let the citizens die in vain. Look at the transformation, and it's parallel with Liberia. The crises were parallel. But look at the transformation of Rwanda today. And who made that transformation? The very rebel leader. That's why I'm blaming Charles Taylor. Charles Taylor had the same opportunity to do that. He was overwhelmingly voted to power. 75% of the Liberian people, you killed my mother, you killed my father, I will vote for you. Paul Kagame, rebel leader, today is a sitting president of Rwanda, and today Rwanda is referred to as one of the cleanest countries in Africa, especially Kigali. It's considered the little Singapore of Africa. I'm talking about infrastructure development, systems in place, processes. We are not serious, Ashford. We are not serious. And it's sad. If we consider ourselves the beacon of hope in Africa, the country that led all these countries to independence, a founding member of the League of Nations, a founding member of the United Nations, a founding member of the African Union, formerly the Organization of African Unity that took place in Saniquili, Nimba County. Why we continue to make ourselves a laughing stock because of corruption, because of greed, because of nepotism, because of tribalism, because of all these societal ills you continue to mention, these vices that continue to keep the country lagging. Why? And we are capable of making transformation. We are capable. We are capable. But it's all the Liberian man. Whole mantra is me, my family, my friends, and I. When you go to Liberia, you come from the diaspora, they hardly want to say hello because they think you go in there to look for a job. Oh, yes, we're competent to contribute to the country. So they just created a silo around them, and we are the outsiders. And until every Liberian can be given an opportunity to make contribution to the transformation process, except a few people who just think that they have it all and they want to just continue to punish the poor people, then we're not going to go anywhere. There's a collective effort, Astro.
George Weah will have to be very careful. This is the man who plays soccer at a very high level, made a lot of money. This boy squandered his wealth for reasons best known to himself. He regained his wealth at the expense of Liberia and the poor Liberian people. And this is what we get in return. When I had the opportunity, when I go to places, I go with open mind, and when Sir Joseph called me and said, please come and observe the campaign, I went there with an open mind. And when I spoke for 1.5 minutes, I said to the crowd that I don't represent CDC or the opposition. I'm here from America as international journalist, and I just want to see how things are in our country. The next thing you know, the video got deleted, and my pictures were all over the place. I've asked Sir Joseph and Thomas Fowler to openly apologize to me. I've not seen that. Sir Joseph went further to say, my man, you are very powerful. I need you to promote us. I said, no. That's not what I came to Liberia for. You didn't even know how I got to Liberia. For Sir Joseph last evening to thank Jemima Morokori for endorsing them. All the nonsense they are saying now that ASHFORD GARLEY endorsed the CDC or endorsed Sir Joseph, why they can't produce the tip? Why they can't say this is what ASHFORD said? But because these people are evil, they are wicked, it's all about themselves. When they see anything close to goodness, they want to claim victory. And I double dare George Weah, Thomas Fowler, to tamper with these elections. Shelton, you heard the people last night. They said, we don't want money. We want freedom. This is the first time where I saw the police turn around and say, this crowd is too heavy. And we parked our car. I told the security, told the driver, I said, listen, park the car. I will get on pimping because I want to see for myself and see what is really going on. We left from Congo Town. We came to Broad Street, made our way there across the bridge, Val Town, Freeport Junction, Gardnersville. Brother, every step along the way, the people are saying that they are suffering. Charlotte, do you know what it means? That you have money in the bank and you can't get your money? My man, listen, Shelton, this is not a joke. You go to the bank to get your own money. The people that you're getting your money from, they will make you feel that you're supposed to give them something for getting your own money. I ain't used to that kind of nonsense.
Yeah, like you're going to borrow your own money. You're going to ask for a loan.
Over 20 years plus, when I go to the bank to get my money, why will you make your face look like I'm supposed to bribe you? Bribery in this country.
Everything. You bribe for everything. Everything.
When you want to get $700, you got to pay $20. When you want to get $1,000, you got to pay $50. You know how I work to get my money? For me to bribe you before I get my own money out? Thomas Fowler will tell you that the children go to school, right? I will pay for the school fee the whole year. On the other hand, Darrell Dillon is telling you that we want to put system in place. I know some of the people from the Darrell Dillon side that will accuse me. It was good that I went there because I saw firsthand how Thomas Fowler and Sir Joseph were campaigning because of gullibility. They play on these people's mind. Who knows whether Thomas Fowler was telling the truth or whether Sir Joseph was telling the truth? Vote for me. I will pay for your school fee for the whole year. That was gonna say, me, I ain't got money.
But ASHFORD, to be honest, that's just
wait.
Yeah.
Sheldon, wait. But one thing that caught my attention tonight, my man, you know, I'll tell people Accra man, right? I'm from Grand Judah County. But I heard something on one of the local radio stations that really turned me off. They are trying to make the thing look like it's a Congo and country thing. Vote for the native people and blah, blah, and blah, you know? Complete nonsense.
But is Darrell Dillon Congo man?
The native people, Darrell Dillon, that native man. But this clown on one of the local radio stations was sending this hate message, very divisive message, on the social media. When I heard that, I was so angry. Why are you saying this? We're all Liberians. So when George Weah see black and call it work, and he doesn't say anything. George Weah on his watch, People are getting killed. Young men have disappeared under the watch of George Weah. Why are you making it seem like people hate George Weah? Nobody hates George Weah. George Weah is just greedy. He wants everything for himself. George Weah thinks he owns Liberia. And if this guy does not change, if this guy does not put his act together, listen, Shelton, election tomorrow, the more opposition senators you have, they might impeach George Weah. Only if the senators are not greedy and they don't make this about themselves. But I'm telling you, if they are sincere and they get to win, this guy will be a one-term president. This is a guy who doesn't say anything. He talks only when he goes to his church. This is where he feels comfortable. Nonsense. Shelton?
There were two things I captured while you were talking, and that's why I wanted to just draw to your attention. You talked about the Fala campaign promising people, children, that they would pay school fees for the year. But we consider that a one-time gratitude. What happens to that child who has to go to school up to 12th grade? What happens to the parent who can't afford to pay for that child's education because they've already compromised? And as I said, this haul is 9 years. If you don't pay attention to this, you run the risk of having to be dragged in the mud. Well, let's come back to your statement about George Weah considering Liberia to be his private property. It's the same thing that Ellen did 12 years. She acted like Liberia was a private property. Look at how she ran the country. Come to think about it, the only reason why we thought everything looked good because she had the international community, she had the presence of the United Nations, but there was a lot of crap going on in our country that Ellen should be held responsible for. Similarly with Charles Taylor, he also ran the country like it was his private farm, and all these presidents come because the Liberian people do not hold their leaders accountable. It's unfortunate. The systems, the branches of government that should be operating separate for check and balance, they are all compromised under the executive branch. And that's why Ashford will continue to suffer, will continue to struggle. And that's why a president can come to power and just usurp the Constitution and run the country outside of the laws. That's the problem. Running the country outside of the laws. The laws are on the books. The Constitution is there to hold all of us in check and balance. But when the branches of government do not operate separately and they get compromised, especially the House and the Supreme Court, right? It gives the executive branch the power to just do whatever they want to do. And that's why Liberia continue to struggle. That's why these presidents, whoever comes to power, always feels that he or she owns the country and they can do whatever they want, and the people just sit by and look for manna to fall from heaven or for blessings to come and make a transformation. When the change is in their own hands, the Liberian people change is in their hands.
Shelton, when I die, my body will be flown to America because I am a Liberian American. I will not sit in Liberia and see black and call it white. George Weah does not mean well for Liberia. George Weah has sycophants and hypocrites around him. Some of the people who claim to be educated What are they telling this boy? Shelton, on purpose today, I decided to visit the restaurant that Nathaniel McGill, the Minister of State of the Republic of Liberia, he said, the people say Mabuti Yumpan got killed because he ate fish, and their fish came from this restaurant. Shelton, I went to the restaurant, and I was the only customer in that restaurant. Nobody wants to go to the restaurant. How can you destroy people's business like that? I went to the restaurant on 9th Street and I saw George Weah's house. We know the house. This is not a house no more, Shelton. This is not even a mansion. This is a castle. I went to that restaurant today.
Did you take a picture?
My brother, you wanted to arrest me? Listen, I saw vehicles, people there. Look, if it catches my heart tomorrow when I go there, I will take a picture. Sometimes, I move with the spirit. When the spirit tells me to do it, I will do it. If it catches my heart tomorrow and I go around there, I will take a picture. And I double dare anybody to come to even make an attempt.
But it's a public building. It's a public building.
My brother, the horse that was just leaking a few years ago. This is the same horse that George Weah told Smith Tobin, his deputy press secretary, to say the horse for Timothy Weah. And Timothy Weah had to call his mom, and Smith Tobin shameless. He was shamed and said, you know what? I double spoke. Listen, I will not lie for any human being. Listen, the same way George Weah puts on his pants, one leg at a time, I do the same. I will not lie on myself. Why do I tell ASHFORD GARLEY Jr. that I lie on myself because of a job? Shelton, our country is in trouble. Our country has been hijacked by these immature gangsters. And something needs to happen. You listened to the voters yesterday. You heard from them. These people are tired.
Well, how does Ellen Johnson sleep at night? I was surprised by her tweet, to be honest with you. But unfortunately, Liberians have the opportunity to make that transformation tomorrow. Again, we're hoping that the process will be transparent, that the people franchise will not be trampled upon, and that the Elections Commission, with all the promises being made to you, will display nothing but professionalism, accountability, transparency, and allow the Liberian people to make that decision rather than try to put somebody in position through hook or crook. This is the one opportunity.
This is not the Liberia that we know. Nobody will tell you, say, don't come out. But somewhere, somehow, you know that something is not right. And you have to be your own security. You will have to know that, I can't stay out late because we're not used to this. And some of the people who think they have the opportunity now for their short-term successes, these are people that never earned $100 a month in their entire life. Today, they think they have arrived. Some of them say shopping sprees. Some of them say 17 continents. Our country is in trouble, Shelton, I'm telling you. And the sycophants, the hypocrites, continue to tell these people that they're doing well. But you have me to contend with. I'm ASHFORD GARLEY. I am here in Mama Liberia. I'm not happy because I want to hang out. We used to hang out at Black Sugar, Bacardi Disco, Rocks Disco, Lips. You have to think twice now. Shelton, let me tell you, let me break this to you. You know how many females have sent me inbox messages and said, hello, I want to be your girlfriend? When the last time you heard women approaching men in Liberia? If they can't get to you, they will try every other means to get to you.
It sounds like conspiracy theory, right?
Brother, we're in trouble, man. We're in trouble. So now, even if I want to play NAFO, say I will go to my old girlfriend, so somebody who I know way back. Then we play NAFO now. But when you see somebody new now and say, I want to talk to you, no. That one part of me go in the bathroom and take soap and make myself come. This is a complete mess, my brother. Shelton?
Well, I see how passionate you are regarding the situation. You're on the grounds, it's firsthand. But unfortunately, this is where the country finds itself. In as much as saying the truth, there are people who still believe that everything is okay. Everything is okay, and it's unfortunate that people can't see around them. If you're going to settle for mediocrity, if you're going to settle for just a little, and then live on this earth all your life and accomplish nothing, then it's unfortunate, because God created all of us in this world to be able to advance to our fullest potential. And those things are created based on our, attitude toward growth, the enabling environment to provide that, looking for opportunity and going after them to accomplish those opportunities, and, becoming who we want to be. Why should Liberia be just two classes of people? The few who got everything and the 80% who have nothing. Why? Look at that disparity. Look at that imbalance. Look at that. It's sad. It's sad. And every time we think that we found a savior, we found a demon. Every time the Liberian people thought that they found a savior, they brought the devil himself and his imps upon them. And it's sad. So where did we go wrong as a people? What sin have we committed as a people to the point that in this modern age, God has not forgiven us? What do we need to do now for God himself to hear us from heaven and heal our land? Are the church people ready to pray? Are the praying fathers and praying mothers ready to pray? Are we ourselves collectively praying? Because Ashford, I don't have the answer. And I know a lot of people here tonight don't have the answer. Seriously. We're in a dark place. And it's getting darker. With the COVID around us, and everything happening, Liberia is nowhere to be thought about. You think about it, which president has gone to Liberia over the last 3 years? What international, professional person, like Black rights leader and all of that, have gone to Liberia over the last 3 years? We're in an oblivion. We're forgotten about. And that's why it is easy for these guys to prey on the people and do things and think they can get away scot-free. Because there's no international presence and no accountability. And this is the moment to rise.
Shelton, to be quite honest with you, I'm just hoping that George Weah gets a wake-up call when Darius DeLon wins tomorrow. There will be other senators that might win. This president will be left to make a decision to do a complete reshuffle of his cabinet. People who are not in the interest of the country. That the Nathaniel McGill, who was begging for gas money just in 2017. And today he appears to be
That's sitting pretty, man.
prime minister in our country. Jefferson Kochi that could better brush his teeth. City mayor. Akaras Gray is now a guy who is involved into abuse of power. When you go to places and he doesn't want you to be there, because of reason best known to himself, he will authorize the people to beat you. What kind of nonsense is this? You sat down as opposition for 12 years. You finally take power, and this is what we get in return? Nonsense. Shelton, time has caught up with us. Tomorrow, Liberians, don't protest. Go vote. Your closing statement, Shelton.
Well, nice for again. I want to thank our listeners and viewers for coming through tonight. Hope that you can share the video. For those of you who are watching and viewing and you have your relatives and loved ones in Nigeria who are qualified to vote, call them. Call them and tell them, you know, what is right. Call them and tell them this is the opportunity. That Liberian economy depends on the diaspora. We're killing ourselves here to send money to family, loved ones, and relatives. So we still have some kind of voice to guide them, you know, as we go about voting tomorrow. Speak to your loved ones. Tell them what is right for them. Those who are listening on the ground tonight and are looking, put your conscience tomorrow. I don't know who's the best candidate. You're there, you're feeling the pinch. You know what you want. Just go and cast your ballot and leave the rest to the election commission to declare the winner. So we'll be here tomorrow with the results, protect the results if possible. And we hope that we all can be back here together tomorrow to know who's going to be the winner. ASHFORD, great show tonight. Take care of yourself, be smart, care of your surroundings, follow your heart. Don't feel comfortable in an environment, get out of there. Or if you don't feel comfortable going to an environment, don't go. Nigeria is not a place you and I knew. It's critical right now, you know. So take care of yourself. God's with you. I hear tomorrow. Thank you.
Rodney. Aluta. Rodney. Aluta. Listen. Let me tell you something. Can you please allow me to borrow the warnings of the wise man? Tough times don't last. Tough people do. Because the heart of a man is never known until he rouses. There's no second chance to make that first impression. Don't see okra and swallow bone. Because you can't hide your nakedness from bathing bucket. When God bless you, don't say that medicine. Trust no shadow in the dark. You live in the country and you expect the people to be happy. Christmas is around the corner. People can't get money from the bank and you expect them to be happy. Christmas is coming. You know Liberia and Christmas. You have a president who is concerned about himself, who doesn't like people to question him. And you think our country this? Liberia is not a country. Liberia is country friend. We ain't got no light in the country. And let me tell you, that nonsense you ought to do to go after people. I am here. I in Liberia. Try it. Try it. Try ASHFORD the giant GARLEY. Nisa Pokri. Alota. Jason. Until I talk to you tomorrow, folks, as we give you the information when we get them from the poll centers. Listen, I am so happy to be in Liberia. And I double dare George Weah to even attempt to go after ASHFORD GARLEY. He can't try it. Continue to enrich yourself. Continue to tell them that bring pure money. Any attempt by you to come after me, you will see the medicine of the microphone, the golden voice of Liberia, the broadcast commissioner, the brother who doesn't eat iron, but he's definitely stronger than a lion. ASHFORD the giant. That now you know me, GARLEY. Good night, folks.
Good